world is facing multiple crises. The climate crisis, which is threatening our existence on the planet. Extreme inequality, and the two are related. They are a result of violent, extreme shareholder capitalism, through which a few have become very rich and have captured political power and taken away the voice of people, crushing the democracies that existed. We are also faced with intractable conflicts that cannot be resolved by the tools that exist within the United Nations. We are on the verge of a nuclear calamity. The use of weapons of mass destruction is a real possibility, whether by accident or by intent. These crises cannot be resolved by any one country, need global solutions. International NGOs were created at a time when international solidarity was focused on reducing poverty in the South, promoting democracy in the South and the poor countries, and later on to supporting global efforts such as decolonization and so on. But the model has remained that of a rich North saving, if I may say, a poor South. This model cannot work anymore. First of all, the United Nations, which brings all nations together, is dysfunctional today, reflecting the world order of the post-Second World War. Is unable to resolve problems, and citizens united through the international NGOs cannot do much to change those structural faults within the global systems of governance. So those are the challenges that we must address, international NGOs must address. They must transform themselves in order to call and influence transformation of the global system. First, as I said, global international NGOs must transform themselves in order to challenge and influence the global system of governance. That transformation is about shifting the power within these international NGOs. That means also questioning how they raise their money. It will be very important for international NGOs to face the question of power inequalities between the North and the South. It is important that supporters from the North and the South come together in equality to challenge an unjust global system. That means that international NGOs must win themselves off aid money, because aid is colonial and reinforces inequality of voice. International NGOs must seek to raise funding from the North and the South, from people committed to transforming the global system of governance and achieving equality. Also, international NGOs must focus on the question of reforming the United Nations, because that's all we have. That is the one body that brings all countries together in equality to challenge or to create the world of equality. The United Nations Declaration on Human Rights binds us together to be equal in rights. We must defend that through a system of governance that puts that as the principle, whether it's in economic management, climate management, or management of crises, of conflicts. It's important that international NGOs position themselves as the voice of citizens, legitimate voice of citizens, calling for the reform of global governance, strengthening global governance, and making it work for all states in equality.